When I'm asked the question of what kind of law do I practice, I ask the person asking the question, what kind of lawyer do you need? I'm chairman of a 200-person law firm, and because we have 36 different practice areas, if you tell me your problem, I know we've got lawyers that will be able to handle your problem. Before I became a lawyer, I enjoyed teaching in the Detroit public schools. I taught learning disabled students. So the principal came to me one day and said, you know, you'd be a great principal. You need to go back to school and get a master's degree. So I went back, started the process of getting a master's degree. I took 2 classes. I was dating a fellow teacher at the time, and I was suggesting a sense of frustration. Why should I go back and get a master's degree? I'm going to be using the same textbooks. What am I going to learn from all this? So I went to a law school. It's a law school. I knew absolutely nothing about the law. Never been in, I don't think, a lawyer's office. Didn't have a clue as to what they did. But she kept at it. Why don't you go to law school? So I taught school during the day, went to law school at night. And that's how I got into law school. I did one smart thing before I graduated from law school. I married the teacher who suggested I go to law school. I fell in love with the law, fell in love with the teacher, so it worked out all the way around.
He was very, very disciplined. We would always be the first to leave any kind of a social event. And his friends, of course, would tease him. But it's paid off. When I was in law school, my first legal job was clerking for a law firm, Keith, Conyers, Brown, Baltimore, Anderson. The Keith was Damon Keith.
He came over in between classes and in the evening and stayed in our office, filed papers, went to court with us, and hopefully what we did helped to motivate him to be the great lawyer that he is now.
I've used my legal education, my experience in the practice of law, and I was fortunate to be appointed to the Michigan Supreme Court. That's our state's highest court. I wanted to see if I could make a difference in the city of Detroit. So I resigned from the Michigan Supreme Court, went back to the practice of law, and this time in a very large law firm.
He allowed you as a law clerk to research and write the mediation summaries, the motions. He allowed you to go to court as he argued the motions to see what it was like to be in court.
Then I became president of the National Bar Association. The National Bar Association was formed because we could not be members of the American Bar Association because we were black. But I also became active in the American Bar because I wanted to make some changes. I wanted corporate America to start hiring African American lawyers. I wanted corporations to hire African American law firms to represent them. On August 11th of 2003, I became president of the American Bar Association. There are a lot of people like me who care deeply about the law and want to encourage young people to consider it as a profession. And I think I can share with them, as can others, how one person can make the difference.
There is nothing that an African-American gifted person can't do.
If you want to make change, you want to be a strong advocate, and you want to do something for your people in the country, the law is the profession that you should do it in.
Law is law, regardless of whether you're at a university that's historically black or a university that's a majority school. The law is always the same, and it's actually a great equalizer.
And you don't have to be in court. You can negotiate contracts. You can do so many things. You don't even have to practice law, but you can use that legal education to help people.
Those who want it will succeed. If you want it, work for it. And it'll be the best thing that you've ever done. You'll be so happy that you have selected law as a profession because the world is out there waiting for you.